Welcome to Streams of Income with self-help author Ryan Rieger. For the next hour, you'll hear proven methods for how to live the multiple income streams dream. Ryan is passionate about helping others discover their gifts and start their own business. He's published 5 books, and his courses and group coaching programs have changed the lives of thousands of students all over the world. Ryan's books include Private Label, The Easy Way, Finding Your Grace Place, and his latest, Streams of Income. And now, here's your host, Ryan Rieger.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Streams of Income radio show. I'm your host, Ryan Rieger, and today I'm chatting with Mike Chua. He's a friend of mine, one of my students. He is a physical therapist and has taken that knowledge and turned it into multiple streams of income. It's very fascinating. If you are in a job or you have a position where you deal with clients or you are working one-on-one with people, and in order for you to make more money, you have to book more sessions, get more clients or whatever. Listen to this, because this will be very helpful for you and give you ideas on how you can turn that knowledge, that specialized skill, into multiple streams of income, because Mike has done it. He's got books, courses, mentoring groups, pretty amazing, a couple podcasts. So super proud of him. He's just taking everything that we teach and implementing it. I love hearing that. I love success stories, and Mike is definitely one of them. All right, Dr. Mike Chua, welcome to Streams of Income Radio, man. Appreciate you being on here.
All right. It's my pleasure being in a radio show with Ryan Rieger. Gosh, I mean, it's just my pleasure being here.
Well, my pleasure. Thanks for doing this with me. Really appreciate it. So it was really fun. I was on your show. Tell me the show that you, that was the news channel. What was that we broadcasted into the Philippines recently?
Actually, we some guy, because to make the long story short, the current president, not the president, but the government in the Philippines decided to shut down one TV station there. And the guy who is actually in one of those shows in that TV station said, well, if they shut down our TV station, the TV station I work for, why I should just create my own TV channel.
Right.
So, just like what you always say, that's like what Ryan Rieger always say, ladies and gentlemen, in the middle of crisis lies an opportunity.
That's right.
And that guy, he said, well, what if I start my own TV channel? I know the system, I know the software, and then bam, he created his own channel. He registered it the proper way, and now he has his goal is to do it 24/7. I think the channel is running at 8 hours, 10 hours now a day, and he reached out to us, people who he knows. He said, hey, do you want to start your own show? And I said, I have my own show already.
Wow.
And he said, well, how about if we collaborate and everything? And I said, yes, not knowing that there's a payment,
Okay.
So you have to pay the TV station for you to be a show producer.
Yeah.
And I was already in. So I said, well, what the heck? Let's do this show. And basically we interview different people who have started their own business and just being awesome in providing value to the Filipino people. And and
that is cool. I know we want to get to your story, but that just still fascinates me. So is that show, like if I'm in the Philippines, can I actually turn on my regular TV and find that channel?
That is his goal, actually. That is his goal, to be able to broadcast. That the word broadcast.
Sure. Yeah.
In the regular, not just cable, but what you call this? The antenna.
Okay. Yes.
Technology.
Right. I don't know how well that works. I don't know.
Me too.
Cool. Well, tell me about yourself, Mike. I know that you're a physical therapist. So, how did you get started doing that? Were you born in the Philippines?
Yes, sir. I was actually born and raised in the Philippines.
Yeah. So tell me your story when you came over here, and how did you decide on physical therapy? And then we'll get into what you're doing now with all that.
To make the long story short, I came here in the States 2011, 2012.
Okay.
And I came here and I said that company that sponsored me to work here in the States said, Michael, you're going to be assigned in a memory care unit. I said, what is a memory care unit? And they said, well, you're going to be working with Alzheimer's and dementia. And I'm like,
wow.
I know Alzheimer's and dementia, but it's just in the books.
Sure.
And I'm like, what is? In the Philippines, we don't really have Alzheimer's and dementia. It was more like You read the book, that's it. People there die young because it's a third world country. So, and I got here, I'm like, oh gosh, what is this? And I started researching and realized that Alzheimer's and dementia is mainly an underserved population in here in the States because nobody really wants to specialize on it. So I started specializing on it, read books, took some certification, and along the way, I just like, oh gosh, what do I need to do to keep serving this audience here? So I said, I reached out to you guys, Ryan Rieger and Dan Miller, and they said, hey, you need to write a book about it. That way, that could be your small little influence there.
Yeah.
So with your help, with Dan Miller's help, I was, write a small book about it, and then bam, and that's everything followed from there. From writing a book, creating a course, creating a certification, not really creating a certificate, having a certification course, and then having some, live events doing that, and then everything is history. So here I am now.
Gosh. Yeah. So is your physical therapy practice mostly with dementia folks or just, or everybody?
It's funny you asked that. A lot of people will say, don't niche down too much, but actually you have to niche down in order for you to scale up. When I started niching down, I said, I'm going to specialize in Alzheimer's and dementia. Guess what? I get people who will have hip replacement, knee replacement. They don't have dementia, but because they think I'm the expert in that specific field, I get the overflow of those other patients. And same thing with any other businesses. If you try to be specific with that specific niche, you will get other overflow, just like what you do, right? Just like what you do.
Absolutely. That's totally the case. Yeah. I feel like I'm really called to reach that dad, especially who hates their job. So I know you're in that opposite position, but I'm sure there's physical therapists who are like, gosh, I'm doing this. It brings in the money, but I totally know that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, or it's like crazy hours. And they want something else. So I really feel like that I am directed towards that person who wants to build a stream of income online, doesn't really know what to do, knows there's opportunity out there, but doesn't know where they fit into that. But then you're right. Then I have ladies in my audience too, and I'm happy to serve the ladies and people of all ages. It doesn't matter to me, but it's best to definitely focus on a specific niche, an ideal, what we call avatar, is the person who you feel like that's your person that you can serve the best, essentially. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, that's the word there, the avatar. You want to serve that specific avatar.
That's right. Not a movie or something. I think an old movie.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So
tell me about
you.
So was on your website. You have like 4 different books. Is that right now? And one's including a journal. Is that right?
Yeah, actually, like what we always say, your book is more like your initial business card. Like what Ryan would always say, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching here on a replay or on a live, I have a business card here that I give out to most of my clients or my patient. And I don't have my actual book right now, but it's my daughter's book. So what would the patient keep? Would they keep a business card or this actual book? Guess what? I have physicians that I've marketed at. I would still go to them after 2 years and 3 years, and they remember me, not because of my business card, but they remember me of that book that I gave them like 2 or 3 years ago. And it's still there in their desk. And just because it's in their desk, they see, oh, I got Michael here. Let me send them some patients here.
Right.
And imagine that. And that's the beauty of Ryan's program, or whatever program is Ryan's doing right now. You got to check out his program because I've learned a lot from this guy, ladies and gentlemen. So you got to check him out.
I appreciate that, guys. This is definitely not meant to be a commercial for what we're doing here, but it's fun to talk to somebody who's taking what we do and what we talk about and implementing it successfully in his business. He's talking about the Build Your Income Streams group that we have. There's a free Facebook group and also a paid side of it too that I'll put the link in the show notes. Just go to streamsofincomeradio.com. So tell me, you were doing, you wrote the book and then you also have courses, and tell me about the names of the books and like how that went to the course and then the groups that you have. And it's just fascinating me how you basically all the things that Jeannie and I talk about, it seems like you're implementing all of them with the live events. you're every single one of them. Essentially, you have something in those slots.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's so funny that you mentioned it, because the key here is just following what Ryan is teaching you, ladies and gentlemen. He's got all this resources in this radio, in his podcast, and even his online stuff, whether it's free or paid. All you need to do is just take action. And I follow what Ryan and Jenny did. So that what they told me, write a book, Michael, and from that book, create it as a course. Create it as a PowerPoint. I'm like, oh, duh. I mean, I can make this as a PowerPoint. Make it as a PowerPoint. Record it in Zoom. I recorded in Zoom. First, I did the recording stuff, but it's so boring. So I did, okay, let me try a live webinar.
Yeah.
I didn't do a webinar at first. I did a live event.
Okay.
Man, my first live event sucked. It was like, oh gosh. I mean, I can't even imagine. They paid us $300 for a live event. There were like, I think, not even 20 people.
Okay.
I was just reading the slides. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. If you launch your first product and you weren't disappointed, you're not launching your product. You're being perfectionist. You got to get out there and just put it out there, ladies and gentlemen. And from there on, I started that. And I said, like what Ryan mentioned before, if you cannot do this on your own, try to network with other people. That's what I did. I called other therapists and I called them, hey, do you mind sharing a stage with me? And we create a live event and everything, like a CEU class. And they said, yeah, why not? And you know what, Ryan? I thought they knew what they're doing. They didn't know what they were doing either. So we just went out there, promoted it in the nursing homes, assisted living, and we were like, oh gosh, we didn't know what we were doing. But the key here is you're learning. You're learning along the way, and then from there on, everything is like getting contracts with different associations and talking about it. And then now everything is online now. So
wow. So your course, what's your main? Do you have one main course? I'm on your site and it looks like there's like 8 different things there.
The main course that we teach is the Alzheimer's disease and dementia care seminar. It is the required course to be a certified dementia practitioner. So basically that's the main product that I sell to different assisted living, different nursing homes and associations throughout the country. And I talk about that.
That's brilliant. Okay. So who's the client for that? Would be assisted living centers, their staff essentially? Okay.
So from there, I educate them. I tell them, hey, well, first of all, we go to the book. You want the book, it's like a free book, a free downloadable ebook. And then if they want more physical product, they get the physical book. It's like $3 something in Amazon. And then from there, we have that actual small course. It's like $37 or $47. And then if they want more group coaching, we have that $247 thing, the certification course that I just mentioned, the Alzheimer's disease and dementia care seminar. And if they want more to open up their own business, their own dementia business, dementia expert business, there's this 3,500 program that we teach in another website. So
is that the alternative healthcare careers? Love it. Okay, so let me break this down so that you went through a lot of stuff. So guys, think through this. You don't have to be a physical therapist. You could probably be literally any. Healthcare is an obvious one because of it's easy to identify with what he's doing because that's his field. And but it could be any business that you have knowledge. You have specific knowledge, and you maybe went to school for that. But your only stream of income is just that one thing. You're seeing patients, you're seeing clients, whatever that might be. Here's his model. He's doing that, still doing that, but now he has a book, which will get him more clients because he's now the expert. So if I'm a physical therapist and I'm going to try to find clients and all I have is a business card and I'm up against Dr. Mike Chua, who has a business card and he's got a book, well, clearly he's the expert because he's the one that wrote the book. Even though it's possible, I know way more than he does, but I'm not the one with the book. He's got that, it's a credibility. of having that book. And now he's also got a course. And he's also saying, what if you want to have your own business like mine? I'm going to train you how to do that. And here's that coaching program to have your own training program. Right?
Yep.
Brilliant.
And but I did that all because of Ryan's master plan, MPI, or whatever he's doing.
That's so cool. That is so cool. I love it. Finally, somebody's doing what we said to do. And it works, right?
I know it works. It's actually a real blueprint. So let's go ahead and break down what you mentioned about that master plan. Letter M is actually meet a need, right?
That's right. That's right.
Or meet a niche. Find that specific niche that you're trying to serve. So in my case, it's physical therapy. Guess what? Physical therapy is still big. I found Alzheimer's and dementia because I'm passionate about it.
Yeah.
My current student right now, he's a surfer. He said, I'm going to buy your course, Michael. Okay, what's your, I want to surf. So he's going to be a physical therapist for surfer.
Love it.
So he's going to be like fishosurfer.com. Yeah. And we already formalized it. He's going to do a book.
Okay.
And he's going to create a course out of it.
Okay.
How to improve your balance as a surfer.
Yeah.
They need balance, those surfers.
Right.
How to improve your core muscles.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Me too, right? And then what else? I said, his name is fancy. His name is Lee Richards.
Okay.
And I said, maybe, man, you can do a certification course by Lee Richard.
Yes.
Lee Richard certification course for surfers.
Absolutely.
Bam. So just follow Ryan's master method and everything will flow through,
Yeah, because there's no way that you can, like, how do I say this? Like, so I'm a physical therapist and I'm trying to do the same thing that you're doing. I am, in a way I'm competing with you, but I'm just probably going to identify with different people. I'm going to have different people that are attracted to me versus you for whatever reason. Maybe I say things and they understand it, they hear you and they don't quite get it, or some people just need to hear it 7 times. And but guys, there's so much opportunity. Don't look at what he's doing and say, oh, you know what? He's already done it. I'm a physical therapist. Therefore that's already done. I got to go into another niche. He niched down to dementia and he's got this guy who's doing it for surfers. He could probably get even more niche, your surfer friend, and say just guys, and just guys who are, 50 and above, because maybe that's his age group and he feels like that's who he can really help the most. Is he going to say no to somebody like me who's not quite that demographic? No, probably not. But he knows who he's really going after. So the brilliance of what you did was that the whole certification program. Essentially, you're kind of white labeling or private labeling your whole program and having other people buy into that. They get your whole training methods and they're going to make that applicable to their niche. And you're able to then essentially profit over somebody else's ideal audience, an audience that you may never have touched. Surfers is probably not something you ever would have gone after or even thought of, but now you're able to help. You're in essence are able to help surfers as well through your certification program. That's so cool. My goodness.
You mentioned about that what if somebody wants to do my dementia thing too? Well, guess what? Inside the class that I teach, the Certified Dementia Practitioner class, I even teach them how to sub-niche in our own niche. Because the Alzheimer's dementia niche alone, there are some sub-niches. So what I told some of my students there, every month I run that class. We have like average of 15, 20 people.
Okay.
One person would be like, Michael, I want to teach people how to dance. Well, that's a specific niche already.
Sure.
In an Alzheimer's alone.
Yeah.
There's another lady that actually developed an MP3 device.
Okay.
That they can put and develop a product, silent disco. Silent disco for Alzheimer's and dementia patient. And she goes to, of course, right now they're not doing it, right? But she would go to those different assisted living and nursing home, and they pay her top money rate just to put on music to those patients' ear.
Wow.
She just sits down and then silent disco. And that's our niche alone. There's always a sub niche underneath it.
Sure.
Another lady inside our group, she wanted to conduct LGBT
Okay.
LGBT, because she is LGBT.
Uh-huh.
And she said, Michael, there's nobody serving the patients who are LGBT in
Okay.
Alzheimer's and dementia community. I said,
Yeah.
yeah, own it.
Wow.
And she's serving, and now she lives in Florida, and now she's
Mhm.
doing in-service training people about understanding LGBT in Alzheimer's and
Yeah.
dementia. So there's always
That's
a sub niche there in
amazing.
one
Wow.
specific niche.
How do you decide those things? Like, I know sometimes it's a process and just going after it. Like somebody might go after just the whole dementia niche and be like, you know what, I'm not gaining any traction. You just kind of go through it. You just go through it by doing it and figure it out. But any advice you'd give for somebody who's thinking, gosh, I would love to take my knowledge and turn it into a course, a book, training program like you're doing?
That's a great question there, Ryan. Like what you always say, find that passion. Find that passion. What are you really passionate about, ladies and gentlemen? And what is your purpose? It's the three P's, like what Dan Miller, our coach, always says.
Mm-hmm.
The three P's. Find that passion
Mm-hmm.
and that purpose. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Are you doing this just for your own glory, or are you doing it? This is purposeful enough? And then the profit will follow. The profit will follow. It's just like a three-legged stool.
Yes.
It's not going to stand. You take off one, it's going to fall. It's
Right.
just going to fall. So,
That's awesome. Very good. What about the book process? I know a lot of people be like, oh my gosh, that sounds like just a gargantuan effort to write a book. How did you go about doing that?
oh gosh. When I first started writing a book, a lot of people would say, you got to sit down and write a book, Michael. Well, when I started listening to Ryan and Dan Miller, man, you can record yourself on the phone. You can record yourself on the phone. So you listen to yourself, ladies and gentlemen. You listen to yourself and you try to listen. What am I always talking about? Are you always talking about cars? Are you talking about specific part in that car? And try to record yourself. Try to record yourself. And that's what I did when I started writing my book. I said, let me record myself when I'm talking to this patient. And that way I'm talking about Alzheimer's and dementia. And from there on, I have a book because of that recording. Second thing, Ryan already mentioned it. It's no secret to all. There's called private labeling. There's private labeling. You can reach out to Ryan and ask him about private labeling your book. You can ask somebody to write a book for you.
Right.
And, they can, if you have a blog post already, if you have a blog or a podcast in your own niche, you can make that as your own book already. So
yeah. And you have 3 podcasts, right?
Yeah, I have. Because of that,
that's crazy.
I've networked with other people.
Okay.
So if they are available, they do it, and if I don't do it, it's called networking.
That's right.
You have a network of people that will help you out.
Yeah.
Gosh, I mean, you don't have to worry about if you're not available. Somebody can show up for you. So
that's huge. Networking has been huge in my business. There's no way I'd be anywhere near where I am in my business if it weren't for folks I've met, partnered with, mentors like Dan Miller, Jim Cockrum. Just, you got to get out and meet people.
That's true.
Yeah. Tell me, okay, so I know that to go a different direction because your wife and mainly your wife, right, runs the physical product side of your business. Tell us, what does that look like?
You know what? I had a patient before Jim Cockrum. Well, I think we had Jim Cockrum already. We bought your course, that course, proven Amazon course. And my wife, I said, okay, buy this product. And she's like, can I really do this? Yeah, Ryan is already doing it and everything. And then, so she started watching that course and everything, but she never really got pushed until I brought her to one of my patients. My patient actually got mad at me because I told he was mad. I said, what's wrong? And then he said, I'm going to pay a quarter, $25,000 or something like that. $25,000 in taxes, Michael. I said, what's wrong? Your blood pressure is high and everything. And he said, I'm going to pay $25,000 in taxes, Michael. Why? And he said, well, I earned $250,000 last year. I said, what are you doing? I sell DVDs online.
Wow.
We would buy stuff, DVDs, the one in Walmart and resell it in eBay.
Wow.
That's when I started looking up all your stuff, and I said, if this patient of mine can do it,
sure,
my wife can do it too.
Absolutely.
So that's what I brought her there, and she started. Okay, I think I gotta early implement the proven Amazon course, and she started doing online. And
what is your business? What's her business look like? Because I know everybody's business looks different. What's she typically? What's her main inventory and what's she doing with it?
She actually bids online, those bidding area.
Okay.
And then they will deliver it in our house. If you see our garage, man, it's just
so like liquidation and returns and things.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then flip it for a profit. She started with selling stuff in our house. My clothes, her clothes, my shoes. I'm like, I'm still using that shoes, and like, now we gotta sell this stuff. So she got addicted watching all your stuff.
Right.
I know it's weird, but you see all those books there? There was a time I got some books here. And on this side here, there's like a stack of antique books. Because she watched those book people in the Proven Amazon course.
Right.
Like, you got to buy these books. I'm like, she was like buying books left and right. Speaking of books, yesterday we went to her flea market. Look what I saw.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's good.
Dale Carnegie for $1.
Yeah.
So I bought it, and she'll probably resell this when I'm done. So
you probably can get your money back and make more. You can probably make a profit on it after you read it.
That's true. That's true.
That's brilliant. So she's doing liquidation and returns and things like that, and flipping it on Amazon and eBay, or mostly eBay.
Mostly eBay. Yeah. Amazon is pretty strict. And
they are.
That. But eBay has been very good to us, to her, and of course, her flea markets. She rents a small space.
Okay.
You guys can Google flea markets in your area. Rent a space for like $20-$30, like a simple wall there, and put your products there instead of just accumulating in your house. And you can start reselling. Just imagine, I don't know what's her running rate or collection right now. There was a time she had like 10 boots.
Wow.
10 whatever you call that, boots or wall. And she was collecting like 700, sometimes 400 per booth.
Oh my gosh.
And she's not even there, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody's there. They're collecting the payment. And this is the actual check already. We can show you the check. It's the actual check. So they've already gotten the rent from that collection, from that payment. And they already gotten their commission. And that's my wife's take-home pay. Well, of course, we still have to pay taxes, but still, she's not doing anything. I still have to see patients, right? I still have to see one-on-one treatment and go to the hospital or see my patients in the clinic. Yeah. And she's just here at home doing that, just bidding in the first day, and then delivers the product every month, and then comes back, refill her store.
Oh my goodness.
Just follow Ryan Reeder's program.
Wow. So so she's selling some of it on eBay and some of it she's taking over to the flea market booths. Okay. That's awesome. I love it. Man, guys, there's so many ways to do this. For herself. So many different ways to make money online. You just got to find, and she's doing that offline too. So that's so cool. There's no excuse. Just get started. What would you say we'll wrap it up here. What, advice for somebody who feels like they're encouraged by listening to you talk, and maybe they are in the healthcare field and they're like, gosh, I would love to, kind of branch out and do something besides just seeing patients, and they want to follow your model. What would you tell them?
Well, first of all, follow Ryan Reeder. You're in the right website right now, right radio station, or follow whatever he's teaching, because we just followed what Ryan said. But when you're following somebody, you have to take the word fast, FAST. Letter F, you got to find friends that will actually push you and believe in you, because you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with, ladies and gentlemen. You got to find people. You know what? I intentionally have to reach out to Dan Miller. I intentionally have to reach out to Ryan. Hey, Ryan, can I have you on our show? And he intentionally reached out to me. So you have to find not just randomly friends, not just random friends. Find people that will actually going to believe in you. Next letter on the word fast, letter A. You got to learn how to take action.
Mm.
Ryan provides awesome value in this TV show, radio show, but it's not going to do him good. It's not going to do me good if you guys don't take action on it.
Right.
All I did is I just took action on what Ryan taught me, the master plan of influence, the coaching program that Dan Miller gave me, the silent gym that Jim Cochran mentioned, that we mentioned for my wife.
Yeah.
All we did was take action, and it doesn't have to be perfect.
Sure.
You know, the imperfect action beats perfect in action, ladies and gentlemen. You know, that's what Ryan always tells me, and even Jenny. It doesn't have to be perfect. You know, so just take action. Yeah. I know we're running out of time, Ryan.
Oh, we're good. What's the S
Letter
and the T?
S. Letter S. When the word subscribe, share and subscribe to this show, right? Share and subscribe. And last but not the least, letter T is teach it. Why? Because when you hear it, you forget. When you see it, you remember. But when you're actually teaching it, you're actually understanding it more. And that's what Ryan is doing with us here. He's teaching us how to be a better person.
That's so true. How can people find you? Because let's say that I'm a physical therapist and I want to go through your training certification or learn more, or let's just say that, you know, I have, because I was reading your bio and you said that your grandmother went through dementia. My grandfather did too. So, you know, you have resources for folks that don't want to create a business. They just want to learn how to help care for their relatives. So where can folks find you?
For those people who actually wants to learn more about dementia, they can go to my website, drmikechua.com. And if you're a therapist or a nurse or any healthcare practitioner who is actually looking for an alternative career, you can go to our website, alternativehealthcarecareer.com.
Awesome. I'll have a link to the show notes, guys. Mike, thank you so much. So much fun to have you on here. And just, I love seeing people who take what we teach and are implementing it and seeing results, because for me that's the best thing that can happen for somebody like me who teaches other folks to, and you probably can feel the same way when you have a student that follows what you say and they're seeing success. That's huge for you, and that just gives you a lot of satisfaction, like, yeah, that's why I'm doing this. So
you know what, it's so true. It's so true.
Thank you so much for being on, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Ryan. Appreciate you.
You've been listening to Streams of Income with self-help author Ryan Rieger. From right here in the Dallas Metroplex, Ryan teaches several entrepreneurial courses and group coaching programs to students all over the world. Be sure to listen next week at the same time for Streams of Income with Ryan Rieger.